this episode of My CP Does Not Define Me, where we focus less on the disc and more on the abilities of one with the world. Join us every Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, live on the Disabilities Global Broadcast and Facebook Live. Looking forward to seeing you there.
What's up, party people? It is D to the J with a roll away, and it is time for episode 76 of My CP Does Not Define Me. Man, are we getting old. Let me tell you, the world is beginning to know about My CP Does Not Define Me. I am very happy today, but honestly, before we get started, I want to thank everybody for tuning in. We are live on the Disability Global Broadcast, the DGB, and we are also live on Facebook. So I just want to welcome everybody who's coming into the show right now. I have a very special guest that I'm going to introduce in just a minute. But before I do, we have a very sad piece of news that I want to cover at the top of the show. I want to send a special shout out to Nick Cannon and his family. They just lost their 5-month-old baby girl to cancer, which I just found out last night. There was a story that was posted, and I did read a little bit on it. I really was taken back by this story, and I asked myself a couple of questions. I said, I've seen a lot of things in this world, and cancer doesn't care if you're old, young, a child, an adult. It is a ruthless, ruthless disease. So, guys, I want to say to you right now, if you have not donated to St. Jude, if you have not donated to a cancer research facility, consider doing that this holiday season, because we need to find a cure for this thing, because it is taking people's lives left and right. So a special shout out to Nick Cannon and his family. I am so sorry for your loss, my friend. That's really, really a tough thing to go through. I cannot imagine the how hard this is at this time. Know that we love you. Know that we are with you, and know that if there's anything I can do, just reach out to me. Hit me up on Twitter. Again, my CP does not define me at Minion Sports. I'd love to just talk with you and be there in any way I can. With that being said, I want to make sure that you guys know and be aware that this is a serious thing. Cancer and these diseases that don't discriminate on age. It is really a rough situation to number one, to lose anyone to cancer is hard, but to lose a 5-month-old child that has not yet begun to experience life and is just starting to figure life out, I just can't imagine that. So, hey, Cindy, how are you? As you guys come in, I want to introduce my special guest today, Milton. We're glad to have you to the show. How you doing, brother?
Good, nice to be here.
I am so happy. We tried to get Milton on early, but on earlier, but that job kept him from getting on. So
Yeah,
that's all right though. We got him on now. So my first question to you, Milton, let me just throw this out there, is for our viewers that are watching the show and coming in. Hey JP, how are you? Would you do me a favor and just tell us a little bit about yourself and share what you'd like to share about Milton? Let's find out a little bit about you.
okay. Well, my name is Milton, you know that. I live in Kansas City, well, Oakland Park, Kansas, and I've had ataxic cerebral palsy they diagnosed me when I was like 2 or 3.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know when, but my mother, she always built me like parallel bars to help me walk straight because I lost my balance a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And she put weights on my feet so I can walk better. And I had speech therapy for a long time, and I still have a speech problem, but I can talk a lot more better. But
Mm-hmm.
there's some words I cannot say. Like,
I think there's some words we all can't say. I can tell you that.
well, with I can't say anything with the R or W. I mean, that gets mixed up.
hmm So how long have you been doing speech therapy?
Well, I haven't been doing speech therapy for at least 30 years.
hmm
I stopped doing that when I was like 10 years old, and I need to start up. But I'm trying to find somewhere to have speech therapy, and I called the United Cerebral Palsy, and they did not get back with me, so
hmm
I don't know what to do.
Well, the one thing is you want to stay on top of it. If you call them and they don't get back to you, you call them, once, twice a week. You call them, you
Yeah,
say, hey, I called before, I'm trying to get, head up with speech therapy. The other thing you can do is if you have a PCP, which is a primary care physician or a primary care doctor, go to them and they can write you a referral
yeah,
for a good speech therapist. See, there's
okay,
always
yeah.
always more than one way to skin a cat. Not that I skin animals. I'm just saying,
Well,
you
I
know,
didn't think about that. I need to do, yeah,
yeah, there's a lot. I mean, if you got a little notebook, you can jot down ideas. That's what we're here for. We're here to help people and show them that you can do
yeah,
anything you want to do. There's always a way to do something. You just got to
yeah,
find the way to get it done.
yeah.
So you have I believe you said, is it taxic cerebral palsy?
A taxi.
What is a taxic cerebral palsy? Tell me about that.
For me, I understand that it's the most rarest kind of CP. Most people who have cerebral palsy are in a wheelchair or cannot talk or have or I or walk with crutches. I used to walk with crutches, but
hmm
thanks to my mom and stepdad, they helped me a lot with my balance,
hmm
ne- and I stopped using my crutches and helmet when I was 10 years old.
So it sounds like to me that you had a lot of determination as a child
Yes,
to to get through what you wanted to get through and to go where you wanted to go.
yes,
But it also sounds like you had a good support system in your and they pushed you to the point of
yes.
we're going to help you get past these hurdles.
Yep.
How did that make you feel as a child? Do you remember specific moments where you thought you couldn't succeed and your mom or your stepdad helped you?
Well, they helped me. They like put little M&Ms on the hill about 10 feet away, and
hmm
I had to walk from here to there to get that, and they gave me that to motivate me more.
So now see that's a key word right there. I want to talk about what you just said. Motivation. And
Yeah,
a lot of parents and a lot of people that are in support systems. Now, when I say support systems, some people have moms, some people have dads, some people have grandparents, some people have their dog. Some people they are on their own. That's all they got. But that motivation, I'm gonna tell you, one thing that motivates me is a Snickers bar. Snickers bars or a Hershey bar.
yeah,
You put a Snickers bar or a Hershey bar somewhere, I'm gonna go find it. I don't care if I got to climb over a mountain or a pile of clothes or I got to walk around. I will get up out my chair and get that Hershey bar. You better believe.
yeah,
So that right there, but using that to benefit you to make you want to do something, that's really a cool idea. So are you close with your mom and your stepdad?
yes.
hmm So tell me about your family support. What are they like? What do they do?
Well, my mom and dad divorced in like 1975, and
hmm
my stepdad helped me. I don't really know if he helped me a lot more than my dad did, but I felt like he was there a lot more than
hmm
my dad was,
hmm
and he helped me tremendously with my balance. I still fall, but I don't fall as much,
hmm
and I still have a balance problem, and people actually say, "Oh, look at that drunk." I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
"No, I'm not drunk. I have cerebral palsy,"
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
they laugh at that. But
Well, and again, people assume based on what they see
I
that
know,
that
yeah,
they think they know the answer to something, and a lot of people will draw a conclusion to something that they think they understand
I know,
with when they
yeah.
clearly don't. So yeah, that's, I mean, I can understand where you're coming from.
I know, and I don't know if they could get insult or to be funny or whatever, but I used to play poker in a bar,
Mm-hmm.
and people in the bar say, "Oh, we'll let this guy go out because he looks drunk and he'll be our decoy." I'm like,
Well,
really?
okay, so you want to use me to be something that I'm not,
Yeah.
and if I just so happen to break a chair over your head, then see that's
I
I
don't.
man,
Oh,
wow, wow. So so your dad helped you. You said with balance. In what ways? In what ways did he do that? As far as
he built me a parallel ball to like walk, and
across the
yeah, and that
That's
helped me.
so now you're one of the first people that I've met that have used the parallel bar. So he built you one on each side of your body,
Yeah,
and that way you could use both of them to hold on to and get
yes,
your trunk and your gait aligned and walk straight. That's an awesome, awesome thing.
yeah. I like,
Wow.
yeah.
So do you now? You still have the bars? Or are you?
No. That was probably about 40 years ago or
Mm-hmm,
45 years ago.
mm-hmm.
I do not know where they went or
Is that now? So what do you use anything at all now? Do you use
no,
anything to? Mm-hmm,
no. At the age of 10, well, first of all, I used to wear a helmet and I
mm-hmm,
wore crutches. But when I was 10 years old, I got rid of them both.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And I still ball, but not as much.
So was that a decision that you and your parents made together, or was
Yes.
that something? Okay, okay. So I mean, now you talked about wanting to get back into speech therapy a little bit. How would you feel about getting back into physical therapy as well?
I would like that, but
Okay.
to me, it's been a long time, so I feel like it's going to take a lot longer to like help me out.
Well, here's the reason I say this, Milton, is because I notice one thing about you right off the bat that I love. You're very open-minded and you're very receptive to what people tell you,
Well,
which is which is awesome.
you,
That's really cool.
yeah, you have to be open minded.
I agree, but a lot of people, even some that have disabilities, you cannot tell them anything. Hey JP, hey Nikki, hey Kim, how are you? Thank you for coming in, guys. We appreciate it. I think that your disposition and your attitude are so great, even though you have the CP that you have and the things that you deal with, you have a high spirit, which you know, I like seeing people that are not, it's okay to be down every once in a while. It's
Yeah,
okay to be sad every once in a while. It's okay.
everyone does.
Yeah, because everybody struggles. But what I like to hear you say, and what I notice in this show, even right now in the first 15 minutes, is you're saying, I would like to get into this. I would like to do this. I would like to start this back up. Okay,
Yeah,
there's three things that you want to do. Um, the first of all, the easiest thing again was to be to contact the Cerebral Palsy Association, like you did.
okay. Yeah,
Contact your PCP, your primary care physician. She can refer you to a specialist or to a physical therapy or an occupational therapy specialist or a speech therapy specialist. And now here's the thing. If your doctor refers you to somebody that you don't feel comfortable with, you let your doctor know, hey, I tried this person. I don't like this because he or she makes me, feel this way or this way. You got to find the right one. It's not just a definite, but you also want to give them a chance because physical therapists are tough. And they're gonna push you in a way, and they're gonna motivate you in a way that you may go, I really don't want to do that, and you're like, you can't make me, and they're like, yeah, I kind of can, and it makes me think of Christina, my friend Christina. She has come so far in her walking. We were just talking the other day about when you have a goal set in mind, you really have to go for it. And it is amazing to me to hear that you want to do this. Hey Josh, how are you? Um I Cindy said, so when you used to fall, Milton has gotten to know the ground very well, my friends. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's definitely true there, Cindy. We understand that one as well. So can I ask how old you are, Milton? Is that
I'm 52.
you're 50? Wow, you don't look 52 at all. I
Thank you.
I
I get that a lot.
I would not have guessed that if I would
Yeah,
have said you were 30 something. I'm like,
I was born in 1969.
wow, hey, that's a good year. That's a
Yeah,
good year. I like that year.
yeah,
I tell you that's awesome, man. Well, and the thing about it is, again, talking about going through life and having the struggles that you've had, your high spirit is just so awesome to. And I think I told you at the beginning of the show, we'll share just a little bit about this. There was something about you that when I think we talked about you getting on the show. Tell everybody what you do for a living, if you don't mind sharing that.
okay. I work in a movie theater, and I've been there for 10 years, and I do have a little problem with the customers. Some customers don't understand me, and I try my best to, like say it again and again, but they still don't. So my other employee helped me out, and I'm like, that's cool.
Yeah, that I think life is a team effort, and
Yeah,
I have learned that everybody needs help once in a while.
yeah,
And the thing about it is, here's the when you think about having to re-say something,
yeah,
and you're struggling with the word, the key is to slow down,
yeah,
to focus and not rush, because
yeah.
some people feel like when you slow down, you're talking to them like, do you understand the
I
words
know.
that are, and then they get offended because they think, oh, this guy's trying to be smart. But really, you're not. You're trying to slow down so that your words come out
Yeah,
clearly and they're understandable. Because when you get words with heavy syllables in them and you're trying to say a 15 syllable word, you're like, I'm going to slow down
I know.
because it's and
The po-
mhm,
the first 2 weeks I was working at the theater.
mhm.
The woman actually came in and asked me where you're from, and I go from here because from the way I talking, I go I have cerebral palsy, and she actually told me, "Can I pray for you?" I mean
Well, now
that.
see that, and that right there, I can tell you that gets a lot of people. Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't mind if you want to pray for me. You can pray for me over there. You,
yeah,
you can pray for me over there. If you gonna walk up and put your hands on me, look, I don't want to punch you in the mouth.
yeah,
I don't want to kick you, but I will. Look, so
yeah.
the only
I know.
people that's gonna lay hands on me are the people in my church. Thank you very much.
Well, she probably meant the best for me, but
Well,
and
that,
she didn't know.
and here's the thing: she may have, but a very very special lady told me you got to be careful what people do, because not
Yeah,
everybody needs to lay hands on everybody. Ain't nothing wrong with it. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it, because I'm a Christian too. I believe in God, all that, but you ain't got to be all putting
Yeah.
your hands on. I don't know where your hands have been covered in popcorn and
Yeah.
nasty
Yeah.
chocolate somewhere. You better wash those hands with COVID-19. Don't play me.
Yeah.
Couple of comments here. We've got JP said this. I wanted to punch someone's PT when I was a kid. Now, as an adult, I understand. Much respect for physical therapists. You know, when I was young, when I was very young, I struggled with physical therapy because physical therapy to me was always trying to make me do something I didn't want to do.
Yeah.
But now I see
Yeah.
why. I see what the purpose is. I see why, and I understand why that these things are going on. So, what a what a awesome story you have. Just being that you're willing to try, and
Yeah.
I want to tell you how awesome that is that you're willing to give it a chance, because most people are at 52 years old. You gonna try to tell them something? Oh, you ain't gonna tell me that I ain't gonna go to no physical therapy. What you? But
Yeah.
let me get a couple things here. Let's see. Uh, Siobhan, very she says, "Me too, 52. Hello, brother." She said, "Oh yes, I've had that too. Someone wanting to put their hands on me and pray for me. Although I can appreciate that, keep your energy and your hands to yourself." Yeah,
Yeah.
I get that. Josh said, "Not in public like that. I can understand." Siobhan said this: "I don't know where your energy has been. Nevertheless, I can dig it."
Yeah.
uh, JP said, "Oh, I've gotten up from a church service when stuff like that started, and when they started wanting to lay hands on me because they think I'm damaged. Nope, I don't want none of that. Look, let me go ahead and address this now. Let me go ahead and address this now. I have I have seen healing. I have seen miracles. I have seen things happen. I have had hand laid on me. I've had people pray for me. I've had people,
Yeah.
you know, and in a area, there's a place and a time for it. And I believe in the things that God can do, because I believe God is all powerful, and I believe that He does a lot of things for a lot of people. But I
Yeah.
also believe you ain't got to show public and all this and be yelling and screaming and hollering
Yeah.
and throwing out. Well, look, like Siobhan said, keep your energy and your hands to
Yeah.
yourself,
Yeah.
and less, if it's a private worship team and where it's something like that, if you want to hold hands in a circle and it leads to that point, yeah, I could see that happening. But some people get freaked out by that stuff, and our God is an awesome God. I'm not saying, I'm not trying to discredit God in any way, but I ain't trying to push religion on nobody either,
Yeah.
because that's what not what it's about. But the one now, you said you worked at the movie theater for 10 years.
Yeah.
Now that's some time right there. So you put in some time at this theater. So have you
Yeah.
had the same boss for 10 years?
Yes. And
Wow.
he, to be honest, he was, I don't want to say it nice, a-hole,
Hmm.
but he was an a-hole for like a few years because I don't think he really knew what cerebral palsy was.
Right.
And I think he knows what it is now, and he's really cool now, and he is an awesome guy now.
So now you see what you just talked about right there. Now let me touch on this. There are some people, and I like how you kept it clean. I really do. I appreciate that. Uh, there are some people that don't know, and
Yeah.
when they don't know, they're gonna act a certain way, not
Yeah.
because they're trying to be a specific way, because that's all they know. So education and showing people and telling people what cerebral palsy is, because your type of cerebral palsy that you have, I am not very familiar with. I've not really. I have a friend of mine who
Yeah.
has the ataxic cerebral palsy. I do
Yeah.
have a friend of mine who has it, so I know a little bit more about it now. But and talking to you, I learned a little bit with the balance issues and some of
Yeah.
that. I, we all have to learn and grab the knowledge and use the knowledge that we have once we have it. So the fact that your boss changed and the fact that your boss said, look, this guy's pretty freaking awesome. I'm going to continue to use him. I'm going to continue to keep him here, and I'm going to change my way because I want to find out what cerebral palsy is. I want to find
Yeah.
out who he is, because let me say this: you're not a disability. You're a person.
No. Yes.
You're a person, and I think that's all we need in a neighborhood, in a society, in a world where everybody deals with different things. We
Yes.
need to be addressed as people.
I know. And
Mhm.
I would love to like explain like there's a lot of different kinds of cerebral palsy, and I would love people to know that, and people don't understand it. And I want to know, is there different kind of uh, autism? Is
Yes,
there
yes.
different? Is
Mhm.
there different kind? I don't really want to retardation, or I mean, is there different kinds of spinal bifida? Is
Mhm.
there different kinds of MS? I don't know these things. Now I
Well,
want to know.
and see, here's the thing: the fact that you want to seek that knowledge, that is the type of people that we need in this world. The
Yep.
people that say, and to answer your question, yes, there are different types of multiple sclerosis. Yes, there are different types of spina bifida. My wife has spina bifida, but she can walk. Okay, there are different types of what's the other one you said? Oh gosh.
Retardation.
Well, I mean,
I
it's
I don't like that word, but I don't know what else to say.
as far as mental disabilities, there's always different types of mental disabilities.
Yeah.
Okay, but to what you want to stay away from is labels, because
Yeah.
when you label it, it really is, you know, people become used to labels. Oh, that person has cerebral palsy, so they can't do this. Oh, that
I
person has a mental disability, they can't do this.
Oh, wait. I unplugged my job.
Oh, hold on. We'll get you. 1 second.
Okay, hear me now?
Yep, we're good. I can hear you.
Okay. I see my soul.
I have cerebral palsy, but it doesn't have me. I like that. I
Yeah.
like that. That's pretty cool. So, so there are all sorts of different types of disabilities,
Yes.
and the only way, I tell you, one of the best sites that I've found for searching about disabilities is called WebMD. WebMD is, and because it's a doctoral site that explains things in medical terminology, but also those are good questions to ask your doctor
Yeah.
because they can help explain it. You can research it on YouTube. You can research it on, different sites like that. Talk to the Cerebral Palsy Foundation. That is another good outlet to find out, the different types of disabilities. The Shriners are another
Yeah.
great organization to reach out to. So there was a couple of comments here that have come in since we've been talking. JP said, actually, let me go up here. Uh, Cindy said God made us this way for a reason, and I do agree with that. I love the way she said
Yep.
that. Cindy's been a friend of mine for a long time. JP said this: I believe God does miracles too, but when total strangers start wanting to lay hands on you like that, you get an immediate vibe on whether it's a good or a bad thing. It's not always bad, and often they mean well, but as you said, there's a time and a place.
Yep.
Now, Nikki, this is a great comment by Nikki. It's about seeing it's about seeing beside cerebral palsy, we are more than cerebral palsy.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yep.
I think that
I
that
agree with.
I think that that is so powerful because people are often referred to the box that they are in or that they put themselves in or that labels put them in
Yeah.
to but we're much more than that, and I love the way Nikki said that as well. um let's see, this is actually why we're made this way so that we can teach others about disabilities.
Yes.
Great
Yep.
point, Cindy.
Yeah.
And Cindy also said this. Cindy said, I love Milton's shirt.
Thank,
so
thank you.
so I
Yeah.
just so now, basically that you've gone through, some of the things that you've gone through, what is it like being able to have a job for 10 years, and now that your boss has changed, you say he's really awesome now.
Yeah.
Are do you guys talk a lot as far as stuff, or is it
Not really.
but it's a good working relationship?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I know. He helped me because I didn't really know how to interact with customers. I
Hmm.
was kind of rude to, not rude. I don't feel like I'm rude to customers, but he feel like I am, and maybe I am to a certain point.
Well, part of that, and again, now listen, see, when you acknowledge things, and I love the fact that you are so open minded. This is every show that I do, when I meet somebody new, I'm like, this dude's freaking cool. And I say that because to hear you say, I don't think I'm rude to customers, but maybe I am to a certain point. I don't know. Sometimes we can all come across rude, not meaning
Yeah,
to. It is not often what we say, but it's how we say it
yeah,
and how it comes across individually. So I just, I think we all have those moments where customers are like, "Oh, I don't want to deal with him today." But in the same sense, when we're trying to get a point across and we're struggling trying to get the words out, and this is another thing about CP2 that one of the reasons I'm glad I brought you on the show. The throat and the mouth is a muscle. The
yeah,
jaw is a muscle. So in order to do speech, like one of the things in speech therapy that they teach you when you struggle with phrases like my mother mashes my mushy marbles. You say that and all those M's, my mother mashes my mushy marbles. Somebody hears you say that and you're like, what? Why did you just say that? But when you say it slowly, my mother mashes my mushy marbles, and it's you're starting to work on those phrases,
yeah,
um, you know, and then like the W, or the T or the W, which a lot of people have trouble with. Getting into that and admitting that, look, I want to get help with this because there's a struggle there. There's nothing wrong with a struggle because you can actually get through that with someone that is in the right position to help you. There are plenty of people that say they want to help you. And it's just that's why I was just saying at first, when you find somebody, make sure that you understand if you like them or not and you have a good feeling about them, because
yeah,
they want to get you to the to the point that you're at to where you want to go. You've got to figure out what your goals are. Let the person that you're with know what your goals are, and they want to be on uh, 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 that same platform or that same
yeah,
level, so that they can push you and motivate. And sometimes you need a kick in the butt. I've
yeah,
said this 100 times. There are points where, and I call her my boss, but she's my mom, Miss Winnie. I've mentioned her thousands of times. There are times where she will motivate me. She motivates me all the time, but there's sometimes where she will be caring. There's sometimes where she will be motivational. There's sometimes where she will, you know, push me a little bit, motivate me a little bit, kick me in the butt a little bit, and get a little fire under there. Sometimes you need a person like that in your life. What you
yeah,
don't want is someone to pull you down.
yeah,
And that's why I'm so happy that you stayed at the job that you were at, and your boss has changed, uh, and now sees you for who you are. And speaking of Miss Wilson, she just commented, and so did JP again. So let me get these two real quick, Milton.
yeah,
But when JP said this, but when you have CP, sometimes you can't adjust how you say things. You just say what you say. And sometimes they think you're mocking them. I get it. But
yeah,
once they get to know you, it's typically not an issue. Now, part of that right there is once they get to know you and once they understand where you're coming from.
yeah,
That's the other part. I love this right here. Miss Wilson said this. Sometimes with individuals that have CP, that speech becomes difficult because of your muscle control.
yeah,
We just talked about that. People don't think about the jaw being a muscle. I talk a mile a minute. I talk as much as I sit. I will say that now. And that's a lot. But when my jaw gets tired and it's sore, I have to, slow down or I have to
yeah,
stop because the muscle, when you struggle the throat to push that sound, that's hard. And and,
yeah.
and and you got somebody that struggles with it and they think, well, can't you just say what you want to say? Man, I'm trying to. I will punch you in the
I
like
know.
like and they think they'll laugh when you struggle. Okay, you
Yeah.
laugh when I roll over your foot with a 500-pound chair and see how much you laughed in. I
One thing,
just
one thing I would love to do, and there's no way I can do it, but I would love to finally have one day to finally find out what the have do not have cerebral palsy, what they feel like. But then I'm like, because I want to know what other people feel, think about.
well, that's a great question, and this is a whole nother topic. And I'm actually I'm
Sorry.
no 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 I'm at don't be sorry at all. I'm actually glad that you asked that question because I know a lot of people with CP.
Yeah,
And to be honest, you're one of the first people that I've heard say, I want to know what it feels like not to have cerebral palsy.
yeah,
I want to be on the other side. Now, here's the thing. If you think about this, you've had cerebral palsy all this time.
yeah,
For 52 years, you've had cerebral palsy.
yeah,
So if you no longer had it, I don't think you would be the same Milton that you are today.
yeah.
Because cerebral palsy doesn't define you, but
No,
it helps make you who you are because if you no longer have it, you still know what it's like to have it because
yeah.
you've had it for 52
I
years.
know. Yeah,
That right there is part of who you've become is not because of your
yeah,
cerebral palsy, but partly it is because you have learned to deal with the struggles and the things that you've dealt with. But I tell you this now, people see you as you. There is no normal, Milton. I'm
uh-huh.
going to explain that to you now. There is no normal.
The
Um,
only normal I know is on a dishwasher.
no,
That's the only.
no, that, that the only normal he knows is on a dishwasher. I like that.
Yeah.
Oh, oh God, you got me crying. Oh
Oh.
wow. Oh. Oh wow. Oh dude, that's awesome. Oh, I'm sorry, that got me for a minute. I, but I'm gonna say this. Siobhan said best answer ever. Ms. Wilson said that's a powerful statement. Cindy said this. Listen to this. I wouldn't know what to do if I didn't have CP.
Yeah.
See, because I want to explain something that, and you said, you don't know. I love the way you said it. I would want to know what it feels like not to have it. I I haven't always looked at my CP as a blessing, because CP taught me how to slow down. CP taught me how to accept myself for who I was. And the people around me that were positive in my life helped me to understand what I was, who I was, what I was about. Um,
Yeah.
it really but I can also understand that craving to want to know what everybody else thinks. But sooner or later, you have to stop worrying about what everybody else thinks, because it really doesn't matter. Because at the end of the day, and here's why I say that. At the end of the day, they're going to think what they think about you, but the key is they don't know. See,
I know.
that's the problem. So
Yeah.
even if you went on the other side without CP and you said, "Hey, I used to have CP for 52 years. This is what happens." They look at you and go, "No, you didn't. You don't know. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
You're walking around like me. You ain't got CP." So they're gonna think what they want to think.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Like 30 years ago, I was walking down the street, and my hands in my pocket, and like I said, I always walk drunk, so people think I'm drunk.
Uh-huh.
So not even one, but two cops stopped me and and put and grabbed my shoulder and said, "Oh, what's wrong with you?" I didn't think nothing of it, and I go, "I got CP." They freaking laughed and they go, haha, was that some kind of code name? That
And,
pissed me off. I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah. And again, that's because
they don't know.
the knowledge is out there, but it's not given in a. That's why I love platforms like this. A couple of things with couple of comments here. That's a powerful statement. Let's see. I'm good. I know what it's like not to have CP when I get to heaven. I'm here for a reason. I'm
Yeah,
here, the way God made me. I love that. Siobhan
yeah.
said, "Best answer ever." Thank you, Siobhan. I love you to death, girl. Now, this is I want you to listen to this. You will know what I'm like with cerebral palsy. Now, stop and think what I would be like without it. You guys will be calling me the you guys will be calling the people with the straight jacket. Lord have mercy. Um, that should be a shirt. Wow. Okay. Um, Edwina said this, and I love this statement right here.
Yeah,
And to embrace your
yeah,
CP.
yeah.
Yeah, this again, that's my mama right now, so you got to understand. Lisa Nichols said, "People's perspective, now listen to this, people's perspective of you is none of your business. Love you and never worry about other people. Keep living as you and enjoy you." Now,
I know.
there's one thing I want to say on top of that. I had a friend of mine that had cerebral palsy that passed away,
Mm.
and we were best friends in school, and he always used to ask, "I want to know what it's like not to have CP. I want to know what it's like not to have CP. I wish I was different. I wish I was normal. I wish I could walk." He went through his whole life wishing he could be somebody else, wishing he could be somewhere else. But if you keep doing that, if you keep thinking that, and it's okay to think that and want to feel that, but you can't spend most of your time wishing that you could feel like, or wanting to be somebody different, because if you look up, your life's going to be done and over with,
Yeah,
and you're not going to have a chance to live it. What I want to say about you, Milton, and what's inspiring about this, is some of the things I've heard you say. They come straight from your heart, and it's just so awesome
Yeah.
that you are honest enough with yourself to be able to say these things and feel them and realize that it's okay. But again, just to go over this comment, Lisa Nichols said, people's perspective of you is none of your business. Now, I want to break this down. People are going to think what they're going to think of you.
Yeah.
It does
Yeah.
not matter. Don't worry about that. Because if you're worried about what they think of you, you're not living your life, you're living theirs. Stop living their
Yeah.
life. Stop worrying about what people think of you and stop letting them dictate how you want to be. Live your life for you. Love you and never worry about other people. Keep living as you are and enjoy you. I'm gonna actually after the show, I'm gonna talk to Miss Wilson and I'm gonna get her in contact with you because I think she could help you. You said that you're in what city are you in, Milton?
Kansas.
Kansas. Okay, so you're in Kansas City. I'm gonna get your information after we get off the show, and I'm gonna get you in contact with Miss Wilson because
Okay.
I've given you some ideas, and of course you can write those ideas down, but I also want to get you in contact with Shannon Minnick because Shannon Minnick is a resource coordinator and she knows stuff about stuff that I'm like, let me just call Miss Shannon. That's this lady here. She is a motivator now. And sometimes there's something you said earlier in the show. You said sometimes I come off as rude and I don't mean to, or sometimes maybe I'm rude and I don't realize it.
Yeah.
I had to realize that Shannon has trouble pushing out that energy, pushing out those words. So sometimes she comes off as she's mad or she's angry, but she's really not. She's the sweetest, most loving, most understanding individual. And I thought at first that she was just, I was like, I can't do this. This woman gonna kill me. But you know what? She really cares about people, and I think that I'm gonna give you her name, and I'm gonna get her in contact with you as well because
Okay.
she can help you find resources in your city
Good.
to because that's what she does.
Yeah.
She is and Miss Wilson's another one. She'll go to bat for you. She'll help fight for you. That's why I want to get you involved. You want to get involved with the right kind of people.
Yeah.
Okay. And I think you've done great for yourself, young man. I really do. I think you have done very well that you've lived 52 years. I still can't believe that right there. That I think somebody lied to you. I think you might be 32.
I
Somebody.
probably am.
So let me ask you this: what do you want to do in 2022? What's something that you want to accomplish coming up for the new year? What are you excited about?
I don't know. I just want to be have. I just want to be better than I am.
What a great answer! Wow. Why is that? Why do you feel that way?
Because there's some words I cannot say, and I wish I could. And I don't know.
No, just it's all right. Just let it come naturally. Don't fight it.
I know. There's some words I'm supposed to say at work. I cannot say it.
Mm-hmm.
And my boss gave me a thing, like a name tag, and he put the thing on my name tag so I don't have to say it. And I'm like, thank you, because I can't say enjoy the making your movie.
Uh-huh.
It's supposed to say enjoy the. I can't say it.
Mm-hmm.
Mag. I can't say that well.
Mm-hmm. But again, and you can't say it well right now.
Yeah.
Right now.
And I will love to.
And that's where see it's all right here. You got to get to the point where once you get that speech therapist and once you talk to your doctor and once you get a specialist, they're going to work with you on that. And
Yeah.
we're going to find a way. And when we get you back on the show in 6 months and Milton turns 53 and you're saying the words that you thought you couldn't say, and you're accomplishing the goals that you thought you couldn't accomplish because you got to get it through up here. You can do anything that you want to do,
Yes.
but you
Yep.
just got to find a way around it.
It takes
See,
time to do so.
exactly, and that's
Yeah.
okay. That's okay. And sometimes there's going to be bumps in the road, and sometimes there's going to be people that don't understand, and sometimes there's going to be people that you don't need to have in your life. Everything,
Yeah. Yeah.
everything is not for everybody.
You know,
Everything, man.
I try to please everyone, but I'm like, I I can't please anyone, just myself.
Well, you can't please everybody, and you
No.
can't live your life to please everybody. You got to live your
No.
life for you.
Yeah.
Let me actually read this because my mom is on a roll now. Of course, she's always on a roll, but let me just say this.
Okay.
She said, 52. I call you a CP veteran. Embrace you, and inspire others to embrace them. Now, listen to this, and not worry about other people.
Yeah.
You are letting go, which is of good and things that this can help you to inspire others to do the same. So take all of this and take it to others that could give hope.
Oh, yeah.
Now that's what now you once you meet Miss Wilson and once you start talking to her, once you start realizing, hey, wait a minute, I can do this.
Yeah.
I can do this. I can say that. When you think of a word, don't try to say the whole word. Say it syllable by syllable, piece by piece. Break the word down into pieces. You you are an amazing individual. And I when I first started talking to you, I felt something in my spirit. I
Mm.
it just some people come off too hard.
Yeah.
Like, you're not gonna change me, you're not gonna make me do something. But your heart and your mind are so open, and that is purity, dude. You have a purity about you that I just love. And the fact that I've only spoken to you in this hour and a couple other times, when you first had to cancel, I was really looking forward to having you on the show, and I'm like, well, what do I do now? We had a great show and everything, and
Yeah.
then you come up here today and you nailed this thing. This is
Hmm.
an awesome show for you because
Yeah.
it's teaching you about yourself, but don't ever think I can't or I won't.
Yeah.
Think I'm going to get there and I'm working my way to the goal that I want to get to. I want to read these last two comments right here. I'm looking forward to hearing about your accomplishments, Milton. DJ, please bring him back. Now you understand, we're not even done with this show yet, and people are asking to bring you back. So this is what I talked about.
Yes.
When you hit a nail, and you hit it into a piece of wood, the nail can drive straight down, or the
Yeah.
nail can split and split the wood. But the thing about it is, it doesn't mean that it's done. Just because you got to go to speech therapy, or just because you get back into speech therapy, it may start out slow. It may start out fast. It may start out medium. You don't know what style it's going to be. But the point is, always move forward. Never look back. Keep pushing forward. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep believing in yourself, and don't live your life for other people. Live
Yeah.
your life for you, because you're important, you're valuable, you're worth it, and you can accomplish anything you want. In the last closing moments of the show, there's two comments I want to read real quick. As long as you keep trying, you can do anything.
Yes.
Josh, right
Yep.
here. There's always a way to do something. You just have to find it. We talked about that
Yep.
in the beginning of the show. What are you if you could say one thing to your former self at 10 years old, if you could go back and talk to your younger self, what would you say to your younger self?
Don't give up.
Okay. What else?
Never give up.
I like that. I like
Yeah.
that. That that's a great word. Let me read this last comment right here. Now this is Miss Winnie's going to talk about her daughter right here. Her daughter Kelly. My daughter's speech is sometimes not understandable, but what I don't do is stop her from speaking when she wants to. To me, that would hinder her from ever wanting to speak. And that's the last thing that I would want to do. Truthfully, sometimes I don't even understand some things she says because her excitement and muscles causes her words to jumble together. It's okay. Keep being you. It's a part of having CP. Keep going. Miss
Yeah.
Winnie, oh, you know I'm gonna call you Mama. Oh Lord, I, man, I'm so proud of you for getting up here, man. Because
Thank you.
you know, when your parents see this, they're already proud of you. They're
Yeah.
already proud of you. You've accomplished so much. You keep going, man, and we're gonna have you back in a couple of months, and I'm gonna keep in contact with you. Stay with
Okay.
me, because don't come off the show, because I'm gonna end the show real quick. But
Okay.
I just want to do this real fast, guys. If y'all want to be a guest on the show, if next week, or I'm booked all the way through. I'm booked all the way through January right now. But if somebody wants to come in February, y'all can email me at carterdj85@gmail.com. Anybody wants to find me on Twitter, it's mycp does not define me at Minion Sports. Instagram, mycp does not define me. YouTube, mycp does not define me. Uh, Worth the Wait Cooking with DJ Carter, and also Chairmaster Games. So y'all can find me there. My blog, CarterDJ85 at Wix.com. I've got some karate tournaments coming up this year. I've got some great things coming up. So we're gonna 2022 is gonna be a great year for me. Y'all stay safe over the holiday season, and remember what the holidays are truly about. Because you can't take Christ out of Christmas. Let me just say this. Oh, she said. Oh, Miss Wilson said some people I believe feel embarrassed, and that's the last thing that should come to your mind. Don't feel embarrassed about struggle. Don't feel embarrassed about what you go through. Go through it and be proud of who you are. I want to thank you for being on the show. I love you to death, brother. Great to have it. Thank you so much for being part of it. Guys, I always say you can catch us every Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern. On Wednesday, we will be on show 77. Oh, thank heaven for 77, because it's coming next week. I always say, if you can't be good, be bad, but be good at it. We will see you next week on My CP Does Not Define Me.
As always, you can catch us every Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time on the My Cerebral Podcast on Facebook Live. If you haven't already checked out our YouTube channel, My CP Does Not Define Me, we post all of the show videos in our My CP playlist. I'm your host, D to the J with the roll away.